better silence my phone.
Yeah, oh my gosh, so unprofessional.
Yeah, we'll edit that part out. I'm a good editor. Kelsey, Lester, welcome to my podcast.
Hello. Thanks for having us on.
And it's good to meet you. I think for most of my guests, I've met them, or we think we've met. You ever had that?
Oh, yeah, all the time. Like, you're in the grocery store and you're like, I know you. Yeah. I don't know how I know you, but I know you.
We've met from somewhere. We're not sure. But hey, now we could say we have met. So next time we're out, we've met. So good. Well, hey, I like to start out talking a little bit about acting, and you guys are my first double guest, so we'll kind of take turns as we go there. So let's start, Kelsey. Let me start with you. Tell me about your acting journey and how you got started acting.
Oh gosh, I've been acting. Well, really, so I started out as a dancer. I was a dancer. Okay. I was a professional dancer for 10 years before I got to my 30s, and then was like, oh. How am I going to keep performing? Mm-hmm. And it's not my dancing skills. My dancing skills are just growing. But there was a realization at around 30, 32 that I was like, when I'm 50, they're not going to hire me to stand next to 24-year-olds. Huh. How am I going to keep doing this? Yeah. How am I going to keep, I can't stop. So what do I do? So I started transitioning into acting, and that has gone pretty well. I lived in commercial land for a long time, but now I'm booking movies.
Yeah, commercial. I think we all start there, and they're nice. It's one day, and they pay pretty well.
Right.
So it's good. So, what was your first time behind the camera on a movie or a series or a set?
My first time behind the camera, my first time in front of the camera. In front of the camera, excuse me. Yes, thank you. My first time in front of the camera. I actually can't remember. I can't remember if it was shooting a music video or if I did a bunch of small roles in TV shows in New York City when I lived up there.
Wow, nice.
So it's kind of a bunch of little bing, 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 I'm in tiny little roles. Mm-hmm. That's where I started in. So I don't actually remember.
Hey, that's good. Let's go to Lester then. Maybe we could kind of remember. And we talked before the cameras were running. We talked about, of course, the Tulsa King.
Yeah.
That addictive drug that started people as extras to get into acting. Yeah. Because a lot of people I know had started there. So, Lester, tell me about your experience. How did you get started in acting?
Yeah, so I had a friend that invited me to, sign up for Tulsa King. I've never done anything like this before. Uh-huh. And so I didn't even know they were doing this in Oklahoma. So we signed up. We actually got called in together. And so we're in the waiting room, and I'm kind of absorbing everything that's going on behind the scenes. Because that was my first time to get a taste of the filmmakers, and you cut so many times and they only take like a few seconds. I was just fascinated. Yeah. So
I guess if you've never seen that before, that is something that's totally like, how do they do that? Oh,
yeah, right. It's fascinating.
Like getting a peek at how the sausage is made. It's like, right, you guys don't know that.
Hey, that was my experience because you're fascinated with everything, and you realize why they cost so much. It's like, oh my gosh, look at the crew, look at what they have and the sets, and how many times do they want to take the shot?
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's like, okay, that's costing money.
And how they planned the shot beforehand.
So anyway,
Oh, yeah, no, that's so true, because like what the audience doesn't see is what we see, and so that's what's kind of cool. So we get called in, there's 10 of us that, we were like, you, and you, and so me and my friend ended up getting called. And then from that 10, they narrowed it down to 5. And so they placed us around this conference room. Mm-hmm. And little did we realize that that when we went to the premiere, that conference room scene was actually in episode 1 of Tulsa King. So I'm seated to the left of Andrea Savage, who plays Stacey Beale. Mm-hmm. And so we both got captured on camera, and it was just so cool. And
that is.
I just got hooked. And
it's me.
Been pursuing it, whenever I get the chance, because, I still work full time, but it's a hobby that I really enjoy. So I started taking some acting classes at the Actor Factory, and then just every now and again I'll audition and try to get some local roles, whether it's in Oklahoma City or Tulsa.
Yeah. Yeah, when you did Tulsa King, was it in Tulsa or was it here that?
Yeah, it was actually here in Oklahoma City, and then they made it of course it was in Tulsa, but we were in this abandoned building that they made into an ATF office. And what I was amazed is, even if you're sitting at the desk, every little detail has ATF stuff or whatnot.
Yeah,
and
I
they made it
remember
like a real
that building.
thing.
I think they were blowing in air conditioning. They had no power. It was very, very, very hot. So,
Yeah, and they would shut it off so that when they start filming, they cut off all the AC, and it was just like so hot. But that's just another thing that you see behind the scenes that people don't realize. Yeah.
Now, Kelsey, so you've taken classes at OFA. Tell us about OFA and what they do there.
Oh, OFA is great.
Yeah.
It's called the Oklahoma Film Actors Academy? No. Oklahoma Film Actors Studio. OFA is Oklahoma Film Actors. And then I guess there's a studio at the end, but we just call it OFA. They're just really wonderful. They're not an acting school that teaches you, like they're not like a Meisner school. Sure. They don't teach you specifics for like specific acting techniques, but they do give you an overall well-rounded approach to acting. They teach you how to break down scripts, how to embody your character as much as possible without doing any of those other techniques. Sure. But what they really do is they teach you how to act on film, and they give you experience in it. So they run all of their classes like a mini set. So it's not, you don't get your education, so you don't technically have to have an education going on, say, like a background gig, and that being the first time that you're exposed to it and being like, oh, this is how it works. It's like you go to a studio and you're like, oh, this is how it works. And then you get to run through it physically, which is, I think, how people learn best. If you just do repetitions and you get up and do it over and over again, you get used to cut, action, let's start again, roll it back to one. All right, now we're going to shoot in a wide. Now we're going to work on your close-up. Now we're going to follow your coverage. Like, it's just a very well-rounded educational program if you're trying specifically to act on film.
Now, you said you worked in New York, so are you from here? Or?
Yeah, I grew up in Norman.
You grew up in Norman. So
Oklahoma.
So was OFA before or after New York?
No, OFA was after New York. Okay. So I grew up in Norman. I left and went to college. I got my BFA in dance in 2009. Okay. A hot minute ago. And then from there I danced at like Disney and Universal, and then I gigged around for a little bit in Orlando, and then I started dancing on cruise ships, and then I went to New York City.
That's where I saw you. It was on a cruise ship.
Yeah, that's where it was. It was on that cruise ship show.
Is, yeah.
You were that girl with the fake long hair.
There
I remember you. Yeah.
My agent will send me casting calls for cruise ships. I'm going, okay, fine.
Do you sing?
20 years younger. Not well. Not well. We were talking about that also earlier about singing, because you are a member of a barbershop quartet, and you do the same thing.
Oh, I've been singing my whole life, but I was a part of barbershop choir in New York City, but he's a part of a barbershop choir here in Oklahoma City.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's called the Vocal Sons of Oklahoma, which is a men's barbershop chorus.
Yeah.
We're actually the third oldest chapter in the society, Tulsa being the first. And so when I first joined, what I didn't realize is the society actually started in Tulsa and then went worldwide from there.
Yeah.
And so who would have thought that art form is another thing that came out of Oklahoma?
And it's good you say art form, because it is.
Yeah.
I mean, for a lot of actors who are getting into this in terms of where they go. I mean, anytime you're in front of an audience, right, performing, you get used to that. And it helps with the nerves, hopefully, as you mature in this field.
Right. You build the experience. You build that muscle.
Yeah.
I look at the same thing, this podcast, even though, I've been acting for 3 years, and I still have my days of nerves. We're doing camera work, we're doing production work, so it makes me feel more comfortable. So when I look at the podcast when I started, forgive me, previous guests, like, I could do that so differently. But now people say, yeah, you've really grown, and you do grow as you perform.
And you'll just continue. It never stops. It just keeps going.
I mentioned it, it's like a drug.
It is. And it's really nice when you look back in a few years' time and be like, wow, that was bad. I've really gotten better. Like, it's such a nice thing to actually look back and be like, oh, especially when you're at that point. And, when you're first starting, or, any time when you're in the future and looking back, when you are in the back, when you're in the past at that point, you just don't know. And realizing, like, oh, it's not an intimidating thing. If I just keep going, I will just pick up each little skill along the way.
So you probably had a lot of experience with live auditions then.
Oh, tons.
Oh.
Although not live acting auditions.
Really?
Yeah. I had my first live acting audition for a movie that I booked.
Good, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm very excited about it. It is a supernatural horror.
Oh, my giant, I love that.
Right. Yeah. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Modern day vampires. Let's go. But that was my first live acting audition in Oklahoma City, and I've literally done thousands of live dance auditions, but a live acting audition, it's that same thing. It's a new muscle, and so it was really nerve-wracking.
It is. I had to talk to my acting coach about that, because when you do a video audition, right, you look at your sight lines, and there's multiple people that are responding to, and you have to respond to these people, and you're trying to, of course, avoid the camera. Then all of a sudden you do a live audition, and they're usually not video, but you log in, and it's a kind of a Skype call, and you're looking at your reader, and they're on the screen, and you're going, do I look at you? Is this my sight line? I go back with what I was doing before, and
so the camera is here, and you're here.
Yeah. The advice she gave me was do it the way you did with your video audition, because apparently they liked it.
Yeah.
So keep the same sidelines. So we'll see.
That is so funny. I actually had that happen to me in an audition where the casting team popped on and they said, "We have a reader here for eyeline," and I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, but I was looking over there before.
So you want me to look at the camera? No. Okay.
Yeah, and it's all a learning curve. It's all a learning curve, and that's why I hope with this podcast, as people watch, they kind of, we hear this and saying, "Oh my gosh, I had the same thing." It's so good to hear how you approach it. So what projects are you working on? Any acting?
Yeah. I actually directed my second. I had my debut in directing, I guess, for a short film just in June, and it was a small project that blew up into a kind of a big project, and we actually have budget for it.
Good for you.
So it's been a real learning experience because I'm working with other people. I'm not doing all the work myself, and that has been a whole learning curve in and of itself. Like, right, I thought I communicated this to you clearly for what I wanted in the editing, but now this edit has come back and I realized I did not communicate clearly. So let's fix this.
Well, when you direct, it's a different language.
Yes.
It is. Yeah.
Well, and I speak actor language. I think I'm pretty good at, saying this is the story, this is the emotion I'm wanting to draw out of it, so this is your place beforehand, and this is, this is what I'm hoping to see from you, this is what I want the audience to experience. You're trying to make it easy for the actors. But really learning, what I learned from this thing was that if you want to have a successful project, you need to set every department up for success. You need to set your lighting department up for success. You need to set your actors up for success. You need to set your hair and makeup up for success. You need to set your, everybody as much as you can. If you can involve the editor in the creative part beforehand, that'll cut down on a lot of confusion later on in post. And that means you have to know what every department needs to succeed. You can't just go in being like, I am in control and have all the ideas. It's like, what do you need to succeed? And then I will let you do your thing and do the best, give you the best support I can. I will support you from the ground up.
A lot of moving parts. And if you have the right crew who sort of have an expertise in certain areas, and they can help you guide through that, things that you're not seeing. Geez, my first film is sort of like, okay, there's a mic in the shot. Oh, how did that light get in this shot? And, it was too late at that point. I thought, my first film.
Right.
Gotta be that way, right? How about yourself, Lester? Any projects, or what are you working on?
Yeah, so early on, after I took the class with Chris Freihofer at the Actor Factory, there was a group of us that kind of experimented with filmmaking. And so I helped with the locations, the scheduling, things of that nature, kind of, again, using what we've learned and working together with local actors. And we actually created I think it's close to a 45-minute movie, with different scenes in Oklahoma. It did incorporate barbershop, so that was the cool thing. It was a barbershop harmony story. The other experiences that I've gotten is, 48 hours, where you create a movie in 2 days and you kind of get a glimpse of how everything comes together, and then you have 2 days to put something together, which it's very challenging, but it's
It
a
is.
lot of fun in the process. But you actually get to learn all the things again behind the scenes to do what it takes to put a movie together, and then they have the showings, and you just enjoy the camaraderie
fun.
of the other.
Yeah, you meet other actors,
yeah.
other filmmakers, and it's kind of a family because we've all gone through it. And
Oh,
those
yeah.
48 hours are grueling. My first 3 films were 48 hours, so I was happy to do my 4th film without a timeline. I thought,
Okay.
I could do this. I could call you back and reshoot the scene. Okay.
What a luxury.
Oh my gosh. Okay. And so, but this year the 48 is actually, I think it's happening this weekend. I mean,
Yeah,
they
well.
changed the dates on it. And,
Because
I
normally
didn't know
it's
that.
like in June or something like that, but yeah.
Well, they kind of reformatted the person who produced it. She left and are trying to hire somebody else, so there's some delays there. And I had commitments, so I couldn't do it. And this thing takes a lot of my time.
Oh, yeah.
Between this and auditioning and hopefully being cast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, auditioning is kind of a job, isn't it? It's just like
It's a full-time
it's
job,
like,
easily.
All right, you got 3 this week. How to approach them. So, what else is going on with you guys? I know you have a fundraiser coming up in the future with Children's Health Foundation. So tell us about that.
What that is the Children's Health Foundation, which is a nonprofit 501c3. They have their biggest fundraiser called Dancing for a Miracle. It's in its 18th year.
Mm-hmm.
And so all the money raised from that event goes to helping with, like pediatric breakthrough research, healthcare for kids, ranging from neonatal care to autism to cancer. And so all the money that's raised stays in Oklahoma to benefit kids that need, patient care the most. And so Kelsey and I, it's kind of set up like Dancing with the Stars. And so they take like local people from the community, which they call local celebrities, and then they match them up with a pro dancer where we don't know who our pro dancer is until we actually meet at an orientation meeting. So we don't know who our dance partner is. We don't know what style of dance it is. And so they give us 20 weeks to come up with a routine. And then on August the 22nd at the Embassy Suites in Norman, all the dancers will perform. And it's going to be set up like a big dance gala with a silent auction, dinner. And it's just another way to highlight the success of the miracle kids that this organization has helped, including the Champion Child, which that's the motivation behind us doing this whole event. And so it's been quite challenging. I have a phenomenal pro dancer here that is teaching a non-dancer to transform into a ballroom dancer, but it's been quite a journey because it's not anything like what I imagine. We're doing lifts, we're doing some insane things, but it's musical theater that we drew, and so it's just been a lot of fun.
Well, it sounds
Perfect
like
category for me.
It sounds like you have a professional dancer to teach. Because we were talking off camera, I thought you have done this year after year. Now this is my first time. I go, you're kidding? Yeah, it's gonna happen next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Good luck.
Thanks.
I think you'll do well. I wish I could be there. I got to be in Cleveland that week, so I'd love to have seen it. Will it be videotaped or any way to see it?
They eventually release a videotape. They film the whole thing.
Sure.
So it's filmed on these big, beautiful cameras, and they do that so because the event hall that it's held at in the Embassy Suites is massive, and so
in Norman.
in Norman, yeah.
They used to have great New Year's parties there.
No, I believe it. I believe it.
Oh, yeah.
And I believe it'd be a lot of people that can come because they can just squeeze literally thousands of people in there. So there's 3 giant screens, one right behind the stage and 2 on either side of the stage. And they project what's happening on the stage on those screens on either side so that all the people that they fit in there can actually see what's happening.
Is this your first time as well? For this
No,
event?
I did this last year.
Okay. So you have a veteran also.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'm wishing and hoping for good things since you have so much experience. Let's get back to a little bit more about acting. Have you got into? You directed? Were you the script writer for?
No, I have a friend, and he has a series of scripts that he wanted to start putting on tape.
Sure.
So,
Lester, have you thought about filmmaking or script writing? Have you written anything?
I have not. There's just been a few directors locally that I've worked with where I started getting some speaking roles to get into more into the acting, and so Not script writing yet. That may be in the future. Because I like the things in front of the camera, but I also like what's going on behind the camera, and so eventually I may pursue some interest with maybe directing or just other areas.
Again, that's part of growth. But
Yeah.
I'll warn you again, sort of like the acting being a bug. If you start doing filmmaking, same thing happens because you see that first project and you want to improve.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it this way and make sure everything's right. And I'm fortunate to have good people that I work around who kind of help me with some of my productions and actors who have moved on. One of them is a guy who's done his own filmmaking, and he's won all these festival awards for me. It's just
That's
incredible.
great.
Yeah, it's like, wow. Like, I directed you once in a film. So see, you're doing so well. And he's very generous. I've been in a couple of his projects as well, so I really enjoyed that. Now, do you have an agent, or do you self-submit, Lester?
Currently self-submit.
Okay.
I'm still developing the craft, and it's just one of those things that's going to take time. So whenever I have the chance, I'll pursue it. But right now, I've been so busy with so many other things that eventually, I would love to try to do it more.
Yeah, I think one thing as sort of a recommendation, like the Actor Factory, I'm not if OFA does it, but they do kind of like a film school where they give you reels because agents will ask about the reels and your headshots and those type of things. So if you ever get that opportunity, I would highly recommend it. Or if some of the work you've done, if they could share the shots you ran that they had.
OFA does do that. They make
Do they
all
do that?
yeah.
Yeah, and
So every month they film the scene, and you get that for your reel.
and they do it so well. I mean, it's sort of, you look at it, you're going, how do they do that? I was in a strip mall room that they made into a bar. It's like, with bar music and background and everything else. So I'm sure you have an agent with all the work you've been doing.
I have 3.
Okay.
So my main one is in Dallas, and I've got one in Florida and one in New York City.
Good for you. Good for you. So how's the work outside of state? Do you get called often?
I am really trying to get out of commercial land.
Sure.
I've been in there for years, and that's something that I'm working on with my main agent, the one who's in Dallas right now. And I've basically exactly what you were just saying, make a bunch of reels showing. It seems pretty obvious that if you want to work in a certain capacity, you should demonstrate to the people who are hiring in that capacity that you can do that work. So right now I've been just working on creating a bunch of things showcasing my range.
Sure.
So like, this is me as a detective. Look, I can be a doctor. Yes, I can be a victim of a crime. Yes, I can, I can be the rom-com lead. It's just all the different roles that you want to play.
Yeah.
If you just capture examples of you playing them, then you can send them off and be like, look, now you don't have to use your imagination, casting director.
No.
You can just see it.
Yeah. How about line memorization? Do you have a process how you memorize lines?
Oh, yeah.
What's your process?
My process is to memorize lines. First of all, I try to memorize, if I get a script, I try to memorize backwards. So sentence by sentence, memorize backwards, because then you start to understand the script better, why things are happening. And then 2, I memorize monotone, completely monotone. And that way, I'm genuinely listening and reacting to the person that's across from me. I'm not, if I memorize that, like, is this a water bottle? If I memorize that with that inflection all the time, whereas if I go, this is a water bottle, 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 and you go, is that a water bottle? I go, yeah, it's a water bottle. Then that's a more, you can just genuinely react if you're memorized. And if you're memorized without a specific inflection, then you can just react.
That's true. That was my challenge, was memorizing the lines, and took so much time doing that. When the audition came, I didn't get into the character. I felt proud of myself that, I got these lines. But I'm just reading the lines. I'm not. So, learning the aspect about character development and their motivation and background. It's funny to talk about commercials because at some of the classes I've taken, they don't really focus on commercials. They focus on, regular acting, whether it's television or film, some theater, but it's like, there's not a commercial class. And some people just choose that, which is fine.
Yeah.
But there's like, how do I get into this character who's a doctor administering a pill to a patient? And when I first started, I got into that because I thought you were supposed to. So I tell my wife, okay, you're playing a doctor, and it's going to be, I think we filmed it in Norman Regional Hospital. I thought, where's this doctor come from? What's his life? What's his family life like? She's looking
whole
at me,
intense
she goes,
backstory.
she's
Yes.
going, what are you doing? I go, I'm doing what I was told in class. And when
I'm creating depth for the character.
When I approach with my teacher, she goes, yeah, okay. You
Yeah.
know, focus on that for film and television. But, I mean, you still need to do some work.
Right.
Yeah, know some things. But, yeah, I did the same thing. So, Lester, any commercial work? Have you auditioned for commercial?
I have not. That may be something that will come later.
Yeah, it's a good start. I mean, it's really something because you still get in front of the camera, you get direction. You might want to see it a different way. I mean, there's still a lot to learn, even in commercial work, and depending on the production. I mean, they really get into it. So if you get a chance, if you self-submit, or are you on Actors Access? How do you find roles?
Just right now, it's just through networking and just seeing what's out there. But yeah, there's so much because like I'm still kind of getting into it, and just the fact that I've been, like working full time, and then the things outside of it, and so it's more like a hobby at this point. But I foresee like when things start slowing down, that'll be something that I'll eventually pursue further. But right now, it's just every chance I get, I'll go out and see what's out there.
No, that's good. I did the same thing. I worked, corporate for umpteen years. And retired early and got into acting, kind of like a journey you're doing as well. And again, going back with acting coaches and what you learn. When she found out that I used the word hobby, she goes, now you got to act twice. I go, what do you mean twice? You got to act like you're a hungry actor who has to pay the rent, plus for the role. Don't, either you're in, right?
Yeah.
Or you're out. And you got to make that commitment. And it was probably the best advice that I got from an acting coach, saying, I got to embrace this thing. And I got to jump into it and educate. The classes, like you heard in the video earlier, you got to feed it, take the classes, learn, and do it. So I highly encourage you. You won't, even though you're working, I understand that.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people work and do this.
Yeah.
So jump in there.
It's also, it's just so fun. That's what I
it
enjoy
is fun.
so much about it.
Yeah. That's what a lot of family and friends says. I thought you retired. You seem like you're working. Fun.
But I'm working on what I want to work on.
What I want to work on.
That's the difference.
It's very important. So, any projects that stand out? Favorite projects you've worked on? Any?
Yeah, I just recently did a short called Ain't No Sunshine that I produced and starred in, where I was a lesbian cowgirl.
There you go.
And it was set in a dystopian future.
Fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun actually, and it was what was really fun about it was getting to do all the action. We wanted it to be a very action heavy.
Yeah.
So it was a bunch of running around,
so are there
fighting and shooting people.
Are there places we could see your work?
Yes, actually, I have a website.
Okay.
KelseyKRogers.com.
Okay.
And I have a bunch of stuff on there.
All right.
It's like,
I will definitely log on. I like to see your works.
Cool.
I want to see that one. About the
it's a cute. It's a good 18-minute romp.
No. Hey, it's fun. So hey, well, good luck on your fundraiser.
Yeah.
I'd like to see some video on that. I want to see it. So what John? What are you be doing? What's your
musical theater is our genre.
So help me with that. That is like Fred Astaire stuff.
Yeah, so the theme for Dancing for a Miracle this year is Under the Big Top.
Okay.
So a big top is at Circus 10. So we're basically in a circus. And normally people draw categories of ballroom dance. So most of the other contestants will have waltz or tango or cha-cha or bachata, something like that. We drew musical theater, and I think we're the only genre that is not ballroom based. And they did that, frankly, because of me, because they knew me. And they needed more genres. And since it's Under the Big Top, our theme that we have chosen for our dance is Moulin Rouge.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And I want people to come to the show, so I won't tell them what song it is. But it's a great song.
Okay.
It's fabulous.
Yeah.
And it's going to incorporate Lester singing with a barbershop quartet into the dance. So it's
Cool.
going to be a very cool performance of musical theater where we sing and dance.
That'd be fun.
It's going to be so fun because the way that Kelsey has put it together is it's musical theater, so it's musical. So you almost have to expect like some entertainment with singing and dancing and telling a story. And so the quartet's really having a blast with it. The quartet will sing and then kind of tell a story, and then Kelsey and I will dance and tell more of the story. And it's going to be phenomenal. Like I said,
I got to talk to you afterwards when that's done. I want to hear your experience.
definitely. And so if you want more information about how you can support or purchase tickets
Sure.
to this event,
This is a fundraiser.
yeah, it is a
Support the
fundraiser,
foundation.
so it's going to a great cause, and all the dollars stay in Oklahoma to help kids in need. And so Kelsey and I set up a website. It's called KelseyandLesterDance.com.
Good.
And
I
it'll tell
encourage
more
you if you
information.
can't make,
Yeah.
the
Please
show,
donate to
donate.
Lester's crowdfunding platform.
Yes, absolutely.
We need that.
Well, thank you both. I know
Thank you.
you're busy, so I appreciate you taking the time for the podcast. And you're actually my 9th episode.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
you got to start somewhere. So it's going
right.
good. All right. Well, thank you again.
Yeah. Thank you so
Lester.
much.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And that's a wrap.
Cool.
Hey.
Yay.
Okay.